From last session, we learned about control flow, if else, and switch statement. In this session, we'll learn about for loop, nested for loops, and also like how we can write while loop. Let's talk about Golang control flow statements. As part of that, we'll talk about for loop as part of this session. For loop is used to execute a block of code repeatedly while a certain condition is true. The basic syntax of for loop is the for loop is goes similar to the other programming languages with the additional flexibility of being able to omit any or all of the loop control statements. Example for initialization, condition, and post. And then inside that code, you can write the code. Let us see what is initialization, condition, and post. Initialization. This is an optional statement that is executed before the first iteration of the loop. Condition. This is the condition that is checked before each iteration of the loop. If it evaluates to false, the loop will terminate. Post. This is an optional statement that is executed at the end of the each iteration of the loop. For example, for I equal to 0, it is initialization, and I is less than 5, I plus plus. I less than 5 is the condition, I plus plus is the post operation. Like after the execution, it will increment value I to 1. In this case, it will print 0 to 4. And second kind of iterations or loops in Go is like range loop syntax. The range loop is in Go is used to iterate over arrays, slices, maps, or and channels. It looks like this. For index value, the range of collection, it will start executing. What is index? Index is the index of the current element in the collection. Value, this is the value of the current element in the collection. Collection is the array, slice, map, or a channel over which the loop is iterating. For example, nums, we are initializing with some numbers. Here num equal to range of numbers. It will start printing index and its value over all the numbers in the array. And third loop is like a go to. The go to statement in Go allows you to jump to the specific label in your code. This can be used to create loop like a construct in Golang. So label code and go to label, again it will go back to label and it will start executing. Example, I equal to 0 loop. So this loop actually it will print from high to 0 to 4. Okay. There are multiple ways to use the for loop construct in Golang. First one is like basic for loop. This is the most common type of the loop in Go, which we have already discussed in the previous slide. It also syntax, initialization, condition, post. Just we discussed already the how it looks like. Second variation is like infinite for loop. This is a for loop that runs indefinitely until it is explicitly broken. It has the following syntax. For without any initialization condition and first it will start executing the code inside the block. It looks like that. For just start the block and you write whatever code you want and it will keep printing that value. And third variation is a single condition. This type of for loop only has a condition and no initialization or for statements, and its conditional looks like that. For condition, write the code. Example, I equal to 0, I less than 5, write some statements inside the loop. And fourth is like a range. This also we already discussed in previous slide. And fifth one is the for loop with a break and continue. These statements are used to control the execution of the for loop. The break statement is used to exit the loop permanently, while the condition statement, while continue statement skips the current iteration of the loop and move on to the next iteration. Example, when I equal to 5, it will just skips that particular iteration and it will go with sixth actually, like that. When I equal to 8, it will come out of the loop. That's how it works. Let us see the examples of these things. I just wrote some loops here. Basic loop printing from 0 to 4, and loop for the width range. We have created numbers and we are trying to print that one. And the go to statement also, we will see like how it will print. And also single condition, and for the loop break and continue. And at the end I wrote like infinite loop also. For now I will just comment this one, this for loop before, and we'll see at the end like how it works, right? So coming to here, let us execute this function, go run main.go. That's it. So what is happening here is it will printing 0 to 4 from the basic loop 0 to 4, and next actually we are printing the ranges like index 0 having 2, index 1 has 3 value, and so on. index 6 has value 8. After that we are trying to execute the go to loop till 5, right? So it will try to execute till 0 to 4. So these values are like from the go to statement. And next again we are single condition statement, we are checking I equal to 0 to, and we are trying to print like 0 to 4 again. So these are the values of that. And for loop with the break and continue, if you observe this carefully, you can't see number 5 here, right? Once it reaches 8, it is exiting that one. Now let us see the infinite loop, how it works. So now infinite loop will be like keep on printing this one until unless I break it. If I break this, then it came out of this. So this per loop act will keep on printing these values.